Alright, here we are, Odachi Master with the first video for YouTube. This is kind of first in a series I'm trying to do on Poppy. Trying to get the word out. Poppy is the shit. I'm going to be doing Jungle Poppy for this video. Just show you a little bit of gameplay. Um, Probably isn't the best example I can think of, but I'm just starting with these video things, and I thought I'd pick a game where I destroy them in normal. Um, they're doing double top, no jungle, and it really gives us the level advantage early on. So anyway, just starting out, you of course get machete and health pots.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Typically, as Poppy, you just want to start at blue. It's the much safer option, and you're so mana dependent early on. It's honestly just borderline the only choice you have as Poppy jungling to start at blue,
30 seconds.
which does leave you very open to being ganked at red or somebody coming in and stealing your red. But it's okay. I've had that happen to me a number of times, and I'll just go and steal their red in return. But it is one of Poppy's weaknesses, is her dependence on blue buff. Let's go ahead and fast forward this a little bit while we're waiting for this to actually
Minions have spawned.
get going. Do do do. Alright. Not much help here. Kali just kind of hits him one time and then runs off. It's like, okay, I leashed. Yeah. Yeah, see, I haven't even gotten through the wolf camp zone. I've already used 2 pots, and I'm probably going to have to use a third one because the leash was so terrible. You want a really good leash with Poppy, so you can get through golems, or through blue buff and wolves with maybe only using 1 pot. And if you could, it'd be great too if you can get through blue with a smiteless leash, which is probably ideal. Yep, going golems. Let's see how Fiora's doing against Taric and Fiora. Oh, wow. Did she just go in? Oh my god. That really just happened. Well, Kennen is pushing back our Akali, so I decided to just come in and smack him a little bit, give Akali a little bit of fresh air. We can go back to jungle. Bot lane doesn't seem to be doing particularly bad, but it's very even at this point. I'd say their ADC is probably better than ours.
A summoner has disconnected.
Cleared the jungle twice. Now I'm gonna B and probably pick up a Spirit Stone. Yep. Boots! Nice, and a pot. Got a pretty good haul from running in there. Well, at this point I think I'm gonna try and gank. I'm gonna at least do something. Or try to do something. I don't always get the early ganks with Poppy, but I do scare the enemy back sometimes, and that can help out your team too. My red buff's about to wear off, so I'm going to try to get this gank as soon as I can. I did not see Fiora go into that push, by the way, but when I got in there I just wall stunned her as quick as I could, just so, you know, I had time to run away. I had to use my pot to run away, but it was worth it. I had pop Ghost too, but Ghost is a fairly short cooldown, so I'm not too worried about it. I wait in the bush a little bit, see if Fiora's gonna chase after me like a dumbass, but no. So I might as well just go ahead and start jungling again, get a few more creep kills, try to keep up with everybody else's level. It's really the best you can do is jungle Poppy. If you can't get the early ganks, lanes are not pushed, or they are warded, and they're aware of your attempts. You know, you just have to try to keep your creep score up, keep leveling, so that, you know, you can get to level 6 to where you're actually going to be a threat. And they don't have a jungle, so I think at some point I'm gonna go ahead and take their red buff.
Summoner has
You know,
reconnected.
mine hasn't spawned yet. They don't have a jungler, so I'm just gonna take it. Spirit Stone is great for this too because it gets so much health regen. Like, I can actually do this without smite now. The mana regen is pretty nice too. I think I'm deliberating on what to do here. If I'm gonna try to go after Kennen, or am I gonna go after my blue buff? I guess I'm gonna come out, go ahead and try to get a hit on Kennen, but take a tower shot instead. Taking free damage is never a good thing. Looks like I'm gonna take their blue buff. Maybe I'm gonna give the blue buff to somebody else. Our blue buff to somebody else. I don't know who I'd give it to though.
His turret has been destroyed.
Fiora lost top tower in the first 8 minutes. That's really not good. We're down a lot of gold, and we're down 3 kills already. Pantheon and Varus are just wrecking us down here at the moment. There's really nothing I can do. I mean, I'm gonna try to come in here. I'll take one, two. Oh, and I get the stun off. Kind of, not really. Oh, looks like Pantheon sees that I'm low and he's gonna try to get me. This is where I am going to outplay him. Yep. I lure him into the bush, run a circle around him, and straight into the wall. Poppy Tactic 101. Now I got level 6. I'm going to start picking up some damage stuff. I picked up a mana crystal and a tomb and a ward and a pot. So it looks like I'm building up to a Sheen right now. Probably going to go ward River since it hasn't been warded. But Taric and Fiora are pushing up really hard, so I think our Fiora at this point disconnects. Yeah. Yep, she's disconnected, and she will not be back for the rest of the game. So the rest of the game is a 4v5. With none of the lanes doing well. But for some reason, we're catching up to them in gold somehow. I have a feeling Tarek's in that bush. You know, obviously, I can't see that in the game, but I just go in there and face check it. Go ahead and run out casually. No need to panic. Now I'm switching roles to a top laner from a jungler. This is a kind of confusing place to be because I have all of my masteries set up for jungling and I have smite, but luckily enough Poppy makes the change pretty well. So I didn't really see this coming, them hiding in the bushes right there. I thought they would go ahead and move on when they saw that I was taking care of top tower, but we're gonna try to run through here. Oh, there they are. Luckily enough, they do very little damage during that Taric stun, and I'm able to get out of there with like 75% health, and they're forced to back off. I didn't have to pop my ult or anything. Oh, and pop Ghost, whatever. I see them all the way up top, so I figure I have time to grab blue buff before they get back, which was a smart call on my part. And I go ahead and ward this bush, I think. Do I? Maybe not. Yeah. There. There you are, Taric. Blue buff is gone. I took it. Come back here. Yeah, nope. This is kind of a shitty jungle video, huh? I really didn't jungle but for 10 minutes and then I had to switch to the top lane. But I'm still worried about Taric being in the bushes. I mean, obviously you can see him porting right there, but I didn't know that at the time, and I thought that, Fiora was trying to coax me into chasing her so that Taric could get the stun off and they could get a kill. So I just play passively, get my farm up, like, I'm actually able to free farm here for a pretty good while and get my gold to a reasonable level where I can start working on my Triforce and my Sword of the Elder Lizard. Now, I got blue buff, so I'm gonna spam Q for those last hits. There's no reason not to. That's pushed pretty well, so I'm gonna go ahead and B and see if I can't help out the other lanes. Oh, I got Machine. I think I'm waiting for some gold here. It's never a good idea to just sit at home and wait for gold, especially in 4v5 situations like this where your team desperately needs some help. But I pick up my Merc Treads, so I think it's worth it. And typically as Jungle Poppy I would not pick up Merc Treads, I would pick up Berserker Greaves, but since it's switched to a 4v5 and I'm changing roles, Merc Treads seem way more appropriate, so I'm just going to go ahead and go straight in here. Go right on Taric. He's not going to get away.